What's up, guys? Lord Nollan here, and today I'm reviewing the most random manga ever. Alright, so my homeboy Mr. Composition, who has done an innumerous amount of things over the years, has made his foray into manga. Now, for people that don't know me, I myself has also wanted to do a comic, but not like a manga, like an American comic. But I do at some point wish that I could be in a manga. That would be awesome. But he out here doing his thing. He out here making the manga. So kudos to my boy Mr. Composition out here just literally making everything he wants and like putting it out there. Like, it's hard for a lot of people to make stuff that they want to make, and it's even harder for them to make it and then put it out there. So the fact that he's even making it and putting it out there is a huge accomplishment. It's free if you go to his website, dadtroll.com. He also sells his pre-rolls there. He sells his book there, and I think there's links to his music, and there's I think if I'm not mistaken, there's like you can set up appointments for tarot readings. But I'm not sure about the tarot readings part, but I know that there's something about it on there. But anyway, so I read his manga, right? And I've read I think so far it's up to 6. So I read all the way up to 6, and the manga truly is random, but there are some very educational parts in the manga, which is cool. Like, it's cool to have, like, it's kind of like the Cannabis Dr. Stone type thing. It's like at random parts in the manga there will be this educational piece to it, and it tells you about, you know, human body, the mind, you know, just various different things. And the book, the manga itself it's about these two animals. It's a squirrel and a frog, and they go on these adventures that are bud related in nature. This is a manga about two animals that smoke cannabis, and honestly, I think it's pretty well written. And like the story itself, like it takes a second like the first 2 chapters, it takes a second to get into them because you don't know any of these characters, you don't know what's happening. But after those first 2 chapters, you know who these characters, like, characteristics are, and they're set on this journey. Now, I'm not gonna spoil any of the story. I want y'all to read it yourself. But there are a few critiques that I had about the manga itself. Now, the one critique I have is that in some spots in the manga, the dialogue bubbles. There's too many words, or the words are too small, and that's it was hard to read, and especially if I'm on my phone, because like I tried it on my phone and then I tried it on a bigger screen, and on a bigger screen it is easier to see, but I'm still having to go like this. But that's not all the panels, but it's enough for it to be like hard to see in some cases. Because on my phone, when I zoom in on it, it gets blurry. But on the screen, I can zoom in, you know, and it kind of adjusts or whatever. So if you're gonna read it, I would probably say look at it on your laptop or your computer, or even if you got like the internet connected to your gaming system, and you just goes with the internet on that, use that, and then zoom in on the spots where the dialogue's a little harder to read. But that is one critique. The next critique is, in some spots the dialogue boxes are not necessarily in the order in which you would assume they'd speak. Now, I will say these characters are supposed to be super high, so like maybe their conversation boxes are meant to be out of order, but at the same time, and also it could be that they're talking over each other. So maybe I missed that, and it could be that they're talking over each other, or they're just high and their conversations all over the place. Because again, the manga is literally really random. So like if I was looking at it from like a traditional manga or like a traditional comic book, like obviously the comic books don't read the same as a manga. Comic books is left to right, mangas are right to left, and so it just seems like sometimes sometimes they switch between manga and comic. So it's like the dialogue itself seems like it goes from manga for a few panels, and then it'll go comic for a few panels. And I mean, there is a diagram that shows you how to read it, in case you're not familiar with manga, but I'm still slightly confused, and I'm kind of familiar with manga. So I'm not saying I'm like an expert or nothing, and by all means, it could be that the characters are just high and their conversations aren't meant to be in order. But to me, that those two things, the dialogue was a little small in certain places, or there was too many words in a small bubble and it made the letters small, or sometimes the dialogue didn't seem like it was like in the right place, where like in like comics or mangas, usually like the dialogue boxes that are higher in the box are the ones that are spoken first, and obviously in whatever direction that they're read in, the dialogue that's like in the box up here is going to be read before the box up here, and then it'll go like here, 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 like that. But sometimes it like his dialogue boxes read kind of how the panels are read, which is like in this pattern. It's like a zigzag pattern where the dialogue is read. And sometimes the dialogue that not saying like in this, like I said, sometimes they could just be high and their dialogue is out of order because of that. But in certain places, it seems like the dialogue that should be here is like here, and then dialogue that should be like in this area is like here. And so it's like sometimes it's just a little confusing. Those are only two things, but the story itself is hilarious, and like the characters are really like interesting. Like the powers that they have are like weird, and like I'm waiting to see what the frog can do, which is you have to read it to know what I mean by that. But I'm waiting to see what the frog can do. And oh no, it's not. What did I say the other one was? It's a raccoon. Did I say it's a raccoon, or did I say squirrel? I hope I didn't say squirrel. It's a raccoon and a frog. But I know what the raccoon can do, and it seems like the raccoon is like the main character. Like the raccoon is kind of the main character, and like the frog is like the raccoon's sidekick. But like, okay, I'm not gonna get too into that, because then I feel like I'm telling you too much of the story, and I'd rather you just read it so that you know what I'm talking about. No chapter review for this. You just read it. Just go read it. It is at dadtroll.com, and if you are into CBD, it has CBD pre-rolls, and it has the manga for free. It's free. You literally just click there and go to it and click on the chapter whichever one you're reading at the time, and it comes up. You can even download it, so you never have to go to, like, you don't have to go to the site. You just download it and it's on whatever device you have. So it's a free manga, okay? So regardless of what my complaints are, one, he's out here making a manga with literally no experience making mangas before. This is literally his first manga, and he's already on chapter 6. If not, by the time this comes out, he might be on chapter 7. I'm not sure, but like where I'm at now, he's on chapter 6. So with no experience in writing manga, the man's already wrote 6 chapters in one, and it truly is random, but there is somewhat of a story. So it's kind of like it's like if you take Dr. Stone and what was the two twins that smoked a lot? They had like their own TV show or whatever. I can't remember what their names were, but it was like these two twins that smoked, And if you take Dr. Stone and these and this twin show, and then make all the characters animals, and that's what this is. It's truly random. It is truly random, but it's also educational. It's random, but it's also educational. And the story itself, like, it's built in such a way where it's like you understand where it's going after you get into it, and it's only literally like by the second chapter you're kind of caught up on what's going on. So it's very easy to figure out the story, and at the same time it's free. Like, I don't know how to emphasize that it is free. You just go to dabtroll.com, look at the chapters that you want to read, and click it. That's it. You click it, and it's free. Shout out to Mr. Composition. He's done so many things. Man's traveled to Japan. Man's been to Europe. Man's been to Mexico. Like, I'm pretty sure he's probably been to Canada. If not, he'll go there at some point. The man's been around the country. Like, he out here. He done did interviews. He been, you know, he does all kinds of stuff. He got a YouTube channel. The man is out here. So if you don't know who he is by now, check him out now. And you know, he's out here doing stuff. He got TikTok. Man out here. He out here. Okay? And with that being said, check out the Most Random Manga Ever on dadtroll.com. Shout out to Mr. Composition doing this thing. Lord Nollan out.